tend to favor the simple things in life and use the resources that I have on hand. And so one thing I'm doing today is making a calcium powder that I can bake with, and it's going to be flavorless. So you're not even going to be able to taste it, but you can add things to different dishes or different sauces or different soups to give you that extra boost of calcium, because our bodies need calcium and a lot of calcium daily. One is to save your egg shells, and step 2 is to boil them I have boiling them for 30 minutes today to be sure to kill any of the bacteria on them. Step 2, you want to use a strainer and drain off as much water as you can. And your goal here is to get these dried out as much as you can. So I'm laying these all out, and then we're going to be throwing them in the oven at 300 degrees until I kind of see that they're all really dried out. Low temp, and just a few minutes is all it's really going to take. The next step is, after you pull these out of the ovens, let them cool completely. If you do this in a couple day process, you can always let these just sit out overnight. It's not going to hurt anything. These are literally just the shell. Everything has been boiled off and completely cleaned and air dried, or actually dried in the oven. And so it has been a little bit since these have been pulled out, so they're not hot currently. And what you're going to do is you're just going to get any kind of, you could probably use a food processor, but I have like a coffee bean grinder, and I'm going to go ahead and just grind up all the shells. All right, and you can see that it really just grinds them up into a really, really fine powder. I'm going to go ahead and grind them a little bit more because you really want them to be as close to powder form as you can. What I am doing now is I am taking this through like a sifter, and I am just going to sift out all those larger pieces that I just couldn't get quite fine enough. And then I will just discard of those larger pieces, and then there is the powder that I have. And then from there, I'm putting this right into a spice jar. I probably should have used a funnel. Sorry, and that's Axel on the floor helping me. And then I'm just going to go ahead and work my way through filling that up. And now that was about 25 or so eggshells that filled a whole spice jar up. And all I will do is slap a label on there that says calcium. And I'll be adding this to just to sauces. You can add it to smoothies. You can add it into just like different baked dishes or anything like that. Just use it as like a seasoning, just like you would lightly like that as well, and it provides you with a good source of calcium. So my object here, my goal in this whole process too, is just to replace something that I currently take on a regular basis with something that I currently have every day. And so I am taking my powdered calcium that I'm able to get from the eggs that we use and replacing it with a calcium supplement. That's all I'm doing, is just replacing this with something I currently have that does the same thing. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and stay tuned for more helpful homesteading tips.